Hey everybody, I hope you are doing well. I'm Afefe with Touch by Tarot, and today is Think Tank Thursday. Let's take a look at, once a week I dip into politics. Usually I stay on the side of, spiritual growth and development with my tarot and oracle readings, but on Thursdays we do Think Tank Thursday. We connect and we take a look at what the heck is going on around us in America in our political arena. Yesterday, some news broke around Mitt Romney, who basically said, I'm out, not going to run again in 2024. I want to take a look at that, you all, and see what that was really about. In his interviews, we know he has a book coming out. And in his interviews, in regards to his decision to not seek reelection, he just kept emphasizing this whole thing about youth, and there's a need for youth, that he wanted to make room for that. I think he's 76. He didn't want to go for another 6 years. He'd be into his 80s. A little bit of a dig at Biden, a little bit of a dig at Trump. What was interesting was when he was questioned about Mitch McConnell, he was all, glorious reviews. Just know Mitch is the guy. He still has it. He's got it going on. He's got control. No worries where he's concerned. So that was a little, that was a little thing. I wonder, you all, and I wanted to go to spirit on this. Like, what was that really about? What was the timing of that really about? He could have waited until we got closer to the 2024 election cycle. So I just wondered, what was that really about? Especially what was the day before that McCarthy, that soulless vessel, came forward with the announcement that he wants to, do the inquiry into impeachment of Joe Biden. That's another thing, but the timing of that really interesting. So I want to take a look at Mitt Romney. Talking about youth, though, since he kept emphasizing that, I also want to take a look at Ramaswamy, who just yesterday on the campaign trail, I forget where he was, but this guy is just coming out straight with it. Like, I don't want incremental reforms and change. I advocate revolution. Want to eliminate 75% of the government. FBI's done, Department of Education's done, nutrition and services done, CDC done. Like, this guy is, on the surface, you want to look at him and just say, rich, snotty, whatever, not gonna make it. But he has been gaining traction, you all. We have the next GOP debate in 2 weeks. He really caught, I won't say caught fire, that would be exaggerating, but he really garnered a lot of attention after the first GOP debate. Interesting to see what happens with him. I don't think Ramaswamy is going away, you all. It's very easy to look at him as so radical and so far right that we just want to kind of dismiss him. He's clearly not politically seasoned at all, but he is getting that political seasoning by going through this process. So I want to take a look at, the old guard going out, Romney. Why did he make this decision now? And then I want to take a look at Ramaswamy and ask Spirit, what do we really need to keep our eyes on with him? Because I don't think he's going anywhere, you all. And we do remember back in 2015, leading into 2016, when a guy named Donald Trump threw his hat into the ring against the very well seasoned and extremely well qualified Hillary Clinton, and we see how that turned out. So, no way, no how, can't happen. I'm not suggesting that Ramaswamy's going to go all the way or be the nominee. I am wondering, and I want to take a look from Sprint, where's this guy going? Because people are listening to his ideas. And it could be that, this political seasoning is going to be that in order for him to succeed, he'll have to, he'll have to navigate that and tamper it down. But we'll see. I'm very interested in him, and I feel like we need to keep our eyes on him, okay? So first, though, let's take a look. Spirit, what's really behind Mitt Romney's decision to not seek re-election? What's going on with him? Was it about lack of power? Or is it truly he thinks that it's time for new blood? All right, let's see. We have the botanist and it says parenthood and legacy. That's interesting. There were discussions around, given his age, that he wants to spend more time with family and not expend so much of his energy in, in DC. But parenthood and legacy. So this is about his and the queen, determination and sacrifice. This is some family pressure. Okay. Um, all right. So there's some family pressure behind the scenes with Mitt Romney. This was a very personal decision about how he wants to get out of the game. That parenthood and legacy, along with the queen coming, he was losing power, or whatever, to whatever extent he felt like he had power, it was being diminished. His voice was not being heard. He was not able to connect with the right types of caucuses and really make power moves the way that he anticipated and believed he could, certainly when he went into office in 2018. I have The Alchemist here. A balance, invention, and destruction. He is genuinely, he recognizes that, Congress of 2018, even with Trump in office, and Congress going into 2024, Washington, D.C., it's a whole different energy. It's a whole different agenda. It's a whole different, he spoke, as the media has, and as many of us are, the politics of grievance versus the politics of the people. Reforms, what do we really need? Focusing on the economy, on jobs, on health. We have, so many pivotal issues on immigration, on public education. We have so many pivotal issues that we're facing right now. And instead, it's just about it's the politics of grievance. That's it. The Alchemist, Romney was being genuine about that. I do believe Romney was being genuine about that. Gloria Berger, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing her name. Older, mature political hack, appears on CNN a lot, but she said yesterday that she felt, after Romney's announcement, that he really was being genuine, that it was not a political stunt or a political ploy, that he was speaking from his heart. I do see family pressure around him. I love it. Leaving conflict behind. The Six of Swords. I'm sorry. Leaving conflict behind. Wow. And I'm using, just for kicks, this is from I thought you all might enjoy this. This is from the Godfather Tarot, right? It's that, it's kind of interesting what's, the parallels with Congress. But anyway, so leaving conflict behind. Yes, I think there was definitely some pressure on the home front for Mitt Romney. He's realizing that whatever legacy he thought he was going to be able to build or leave and make his mark in Washington is not happening. So he realizes he's fighting a losing battle. Who he is and what he stands for, how he's accustomed to living life, and what he went into, politics for. It just, the reasons don't exist anymore. So he wants to leave that conflict behind. It's not his party, and he doesn't want to be there. And the final card I'm going to pull for him is the Sun. So this is about wanting to live his elder years in a more playful, a warmer environment, meaning the warmth of his family, the warmth of his community. He wants to live, growth and recovery are the words on the side there. Growth and recovery. This has really taken something out of him. I think there's a part of him that is extremely disillusioned with what he has always believed, even as a really, staunch conservative, but what he really believed in terms of how our two-party system works and how the branches of government work together. He bought into all of that completely. And while, many of us would not necessarily agree with his policies, he's making plans for the future. He's mentioned that. We have not seen the last of him. I think he's going to be in the background not just in Utah, but on the national scene. He certainly has the means, incredible wealth. He may create a foundation. He may, in fact, promote and become a strategist in some form, and promote younger conservatives who are more aligned with true democracy. And we have the Queen of Wands. Another queen appears here. There is someone in his family or close to him who asserts or has a lot of influence over Mitt Romney. And that person is saying, you deserve better than this. You need to do better than this. There's more for you out there. And the final card is the Hangman, that waiting and sacrifice. He has really gone through an internal overhaul where he realized, what I went into this for is no longer possible. I don't fit in. I'm not going to be able to wield power in the way that I want it to. My policies, my beliefs are not being reflected. And so I'm going to bow out, but there's some way that he's going to double back. He's either going to create a foundation, he's going to create a group, a think tank. He's going to do something. We have not seen the last of Mitt Romney. He will definitely try to remain influential in the political realm, but he recognizes that what he intended to do and what he thought he was capable of doing in Washington, it's simply not. He was being iced out. He was definitely being iced out. Excuse me. And I think it's either his wife or someone in his family, someone really connected and influential who has influence over him, said, what are you doing? You're not getting any younger. Let's go. We got other things to do. Let's go play in the sun for a while. Okay? Now I want to switch over and look at Ramaswamy and the revolution that he's calling for, talking about the changing of the guard. A little sip of my juice. So let's take a look at Ramaswamy, who's, he's being billed by many in media and political pundits as Trump 2.0. There just, for me, seems to be a little more to it than that. He definitely knows how to study the playbook. He's very calculating, very shrewd. As wild as some of his ideas are, as untenable as some of his would-be policies are, there's something to this guy. I just don't think he's going away, but I'm asking Spirit, what do we need to know and be aware of when it comes to Vivek Ramaswamy? What is his political future? His immediate future and long term. What's his long game? Vivek Ramaswamy, what is his long game? We have the Archer. Biding your time and planning ahead. When you ask Spirit, don't they answer? Thank you, guides. Biding your time and planning ahead. He's only 38 years old. He understands that, he ain't gonna make it but so far. He's doing what he intended to do, which was to gain some form of national recognition. People now know his name. They know how to pronounce his name. They know that face. They know that kind of, that horror movie smile. I don't do horror movies. I don't watch them, but you see the commercials for them, like that sort of weird smile that, it ain't a smile. It may look like a smile, but it ain't a smile. But anyway, so yeah, this whole, this foray into this presidential campaign for him is a plan for the future. 38 years old, he's got plenty of time. This was round one for him. The twins, self-protection, dual natures. We're going to see some changes from him. He's going to, it could almost be a little two-faced, you know what I mean? Speaking out of both sides of his mouth, because in order for him to succeed, he is going to have to learn some things. He's going to have to learn a little more about how the game is played, and some of his too far extremist policies are not, getting rid of 75% of the government, civil service workers who actually perform vital and necessary services for the country, not happening. The puppeteer, Explanations and apologies. Yeah, this guy is quite the actor. He is quite the actor, the puppeteer. He is mimicking a lot of the behaviors of and stances of Donald Trump. He wants to be seen as a younger, more vibrant, more doable, acceptable, smarter, because he's extremely egotistical. Extremely egotistical. He wants to be seen and arrogant. He wants to be seen as a smarter, revamped version of Donald Trump. And the puppeteer is he likes manipulating people. He loves the camera. He loves to be the center of attention. Narcissism to the nth degree, but he likes being in control. He wants that authoritarianism is about power because it is about validation for him. We have the Hierophant. Absolutely. He 100% wants to be that guy that the leader of people, very dogmatic, very I know better than you do, very condescending. He does not see the American people as being a leader of all the people. He sees himself as being able to be a puppeteer to change the landscape of what the American fabric is and how people think about America, what America really reflects. He has his own very defined vision. Sometimes with the Hierophant, it can indicate in regards to religion and faith and structures, but it can also, when it's off kilter, it can indicate being very dogmatic. My way or the highway. And with that puppeteer, this is a man who thinks he knows it all, does not want to he knows how to study others and like Trump and take what he needs from them, but this is not about a true what is in the best interest of the American public and how can I reflect that message. The Page of Wands. He's in it for the applause. He's in it for the camera time. He's in it for ego and showing, thumbing his nose at anyone who, as he was coming up, didn't believe in him, didn't believe he would amount to much. Talk about grievance politics and a wish come true. This is something that he has planned for a very long time. He knew that as he accumulated his wealth, that he wanted to be seen, heard, felt. He wants to be influential. He's a master manipulator. Can't stress that enough. Yeah, so he's doing this for the long game, you all. And a celebration. Yeah, the three of this. I don't use this deck very often, but usually a celebration would be a 3 of Cups. But it's an interesting depiction for that. Interesting. But yes, he sees this as even when, and again, it'll be interesting to see how he performs in the next GOP debate in 2 weeks. But regardless of the outcome, he knows he's not, what is he, running at 8 or 9%? He knows that he's not going to do it. But he also knows that he has accomplished his goal. He is celebrating his goal, which was to become known on the national stage, on the national political stage. Check, mission accomplished. And we have not seen the last of Vivek Ramaswamy after the 2024 cycle. He's just getting warmed up. So we're going to need to definitely keep an eye on him. All right, you all? Because his intentions are not, he means what he's saying. It's not theater for him. It comes off as a lot of theatrics, but he's convinced himself of his own truth. And unless someone else can hold sway over him or give him more genuine training, like a Mitt Romney, which not going to happen. I don't see that happening, at least not in the cards today. I didn't see that energy. He's going to be something else. Need to keep an eye on him. He can be just dangerous enough. And again, I go back to how we all just sort of, when Donald Trump 2015 came, we were like, nothing to worry about. Hillary's got this in the bag. And look where we are. 8 years later, almost 8 years later. All right, I want to close out with 2 encouraging messages from Spirit. One from the deck, an oracle called the Law of Positivism, easy for me to say. And the other one from, and don't we need this, Healing Spirits, especially as I am taping this on Thursday morning, the 14th, and it is a new moon in Virgo, very much around health, healing, overall wellness, but also around analysis, being analytical, paying attention to the details, paying attention to puppeteers, paying attention to the truth of the undertones of what we're being told. All right, so Spirit, what do anyone who comes across this video and needs an encouraging message at this time? Your message is, I have pulled this so many times, I'd say probably 5 times in the last week or so. I feel safe and grounded. I guess there's a lot of, that's a necessary message because it has come up. I mean, look, whole deck full of cards, and this has come up now probably literally like the fourth time in the last week or so. I feel safe and grounded. So that is something that is a mantra that for many of you, as you're doing your meditation, your journaling, as you are contemplating a lot of what we're experiencing politically, it is frustrating. It is agitating. It is fearful. It can make us fearful. It is frightening is what I want to say. And we have to develop ways. I am safe and grounded no matter what. There is something bigger at play. We are surrounded by a universal loving energy source force that goes nowhere despite all of this. All of these players and actors in this political arena come and go. Mitt Romney being a prime example of that at this point, realizing I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. And your last message today, it isn't about being right. It's about doing the right thing. Whoa. Thank you, Spirit. What an incredible message given this topic, right? It's about doing the right thing. Spirit is saying, stay grounded and just continue to do the right thing. Not let any of these things dictate your values, your thoughts, your beliefs, your faith, and your prayers, because really that is what we need. So, as we get together energetically and we build an energetic community of belief in democracy, belief in healing, belief that this too shall pass, that's our key right now, you all. All right. Thank you for joining me for this latest episode of Think Tank Thursdays. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Mitt Romney's announcement, Ramaswamy's future, and anything else you'd care to share. And I'll talk to you real soon. Take care of yourself.